are live. Awesome. Give it a brief moment. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the BNR Racing Network. Tonight we're heading to Auto Club, the wonderful over there on what's that? The eastern side. No, sorry, the western side of the board there. And Cali. So always good. Qualifying is a little dusk out, so then this race will be under the lights. Alongside of me tonight is Will. Good evening, Will.
Good evening, Brian.
So what I see here, 25 here tonight at the wonderful Auto Club. It is under the lights. We had a great show here last season. And the Xfinity side of things under the lights. I did hear a lot tonight was it is slick under the lights since they did their little update here. So the 16 here is a newcomer. This is Chris Berger. Chris Berger's new to us, so that is always wonderful to see. Get the new group here. As you see there, Will, he was slipping and sliding down there. I do believe that was him, or that was Delgado. I can't remember which one it was. It switched too fast. So, that is that.
That was Berger in the 16. No, that was Delgado, my bad. It switched to Delgado right as Berger entered the corner. So, yeah, that was Delgado that had that very brief moment in the middle of 1 and 2 there on his first qualifying lap.
Yes, sir. I'm going to go over a little race day information, and then I'll let Will go ahead and give you a rundown of the track, its history here, and all the great knowledge from Auto Club. As you see here, we are in Fontana, California. The current track temperature is 66 degrees. It is a 2-mile track. Current weather outside for tonight's race is 65 degrees. There is 71% humidity. It's partly cloudy. Will they have a 5-mile-per-hour wind? That wind's going to play a factor here tonight going down that backstretch for sure. They get 75% fuel, 4 sets of tires, 1 quick fix, and unlimited green white checkers. We had unlimited green white checkers last week, and they probably only used 1 of them. So that's good. Friday night, these boys were going to town. They did very good on Friday, but Will, we're going to let you go over the race knowledge of Auto Club for us.
Yes, Auto Club Speedway, better known as Fontana or California Speedway, originally built, opened in 1996. First racing series held. A race here was, I want to say, kart, better known as IndyCar, since the IndyCar-kart merger in 04, I believe. Anyway. Then afterwards, stock cars came here, Craftsman Truck Series, and eventually I think the Busch Series came about a year after the trucks. Don't quote me on that. Might want to look that up for yourselves. Anyway, but it's the place that the captain built, the captain Roger Penske. So he eventually sold it. It became an independent owned speedway, and very similar to Michigan, except not as high banked in the corners. Roger wanted to make it the same length as Michigan, but make it a little bit different as far as not too elevated. You still have the progressive banking in the corners that allow for all sorts of diverse lanes that you can choose from in the corners. Some drivers can even run on the flat in 3 and 4 if you choose to, if your car can handle down there. But that's pretty much Auto Club in a nutshell. So Looks like Jaden Sanchez has taken the pole here this evening with a 40.12. So
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and talk to
pretty
Jaden real quick while we got the time.
indeed. Pretty stacked field here as far as lap time goes. So 19 out of the 24, 25 competitors made a lap. And we will talk to the pole sitter, hopefully.
Jaden Sanchez.
Jaden, got a copy?
Oh, he's probably muted at the moment. That's all right. We can talk to him a little later.
Hi.
Oh, there he
Oh,
is.
there he is. Hey, Jaden. So looks like you got pole here. Just a little bit quicker than the other competitors in the top five there. What are you going to have the pace to maintain that position there, or was it just a really good lap for you, or what is it there, Jaden?
Well, Auto Club's one of my best tracks. I don't know. I was six fastest in practice. Could have gotten. I was trying to do long, runs just to familiar myself with, the track. I think our car will be okay. If not first, we'll get top five. Yeah, it's the track's gonna change a lot here. It is nighttime, so the grip is gonna be better, but I don't know. We'll see. It's just getting past these first couple laps and just trying to see what the car can do from there.
All right,
Well,
sir.
best of luck to you, Jaden. Go get them, man.
Yeah, best luck.
Minimize those mistakes.
All right, the starting grid. We'll go to the starting grid real quick. That was great knowledge, Will. Thank you for talking to Jaden. Awesome job. So starting P1 will be Jaden Sanchez. P2 will be Jerry Cochran. P3 will be Zach Deuscher. P4 will be Brandon Moore. P5 will be Chris Schaefer. P6 will be Sammy Archibald. P7 will be Mark Berry. P8 will be Jackson Lomax. P9 will be Josh Small. P10 will be Philip Bridgman. P11 will be Ernest King. P12 will be Chris Campbell. P13 will be Joe Stipe. P14 will be Chris Berger. P15 will be Jacob Delgado. P16 will be Randy Koken. P17 will be J.D. O'Brien. P18 will be Eric Horter. P19 will be Robert Amaro. P20 will be Matthew Hunsaker. P21 will be Larry McKenzie. P22 will be Kevin Roy. P23 will be Tyler Myers. P24 will be Aaron Bradford. And P25 will be Hunter Head, as in Cade. So, like I said, only one penalty here tonight, Will, which will be the 0-0 starting on the pits to serve as penalty from last week. And yes, Ernest King, we will always have a great show. We always do. Best of luck to you out there as a driver as we bring you the best commentary that we possibly can and get you the best action as possible. Well, this track is very slick that these boys are saying under the lights. So we're going to see who's got the patience and who doesn't this early on. It is 200 miles, 100 laps. Tire wear is going to be very crucial. We know this. So that's that. And the pace car is getting ready to pull off here, Will. And we'll let you call the opening laps.
Yes, we're going to be on the lookout for highline action and also how loose are they going to be getting coming out of turn 2. Not probably so much at a turn 4. Coming to the initial drop of the green flag, and Jaden gets going. Not really a pretty even Steven start there, as we can tell. He got a decent push, though, from the 21 of Zach Deuscher right behind him. But, oh man, Zach really bobbly, really just out from underneath him. Man, a good portion of the car is just sideways, going through 1 and 2 on that bottom lane. And about 3 or 4 of them just absolutely figure skating, more or less, as looks like the 23, the 9, and 21 I think something happened.
There's a little
Somebody was
scuffage.
checking up, and yeah, somebody was sliding and checking up, and I think someone came in and just doored one of the guys going sideways. Wasn't able to check up for him. We're gonna see here though. It kind of initially started with Zach there in P2/P3 position. He was side by side with the 72, and
Yeah, it just
just
looked like a little slippage
kind of
there.
yeah, just kind of goes out from underneath him for just a brief moment. Then the 9 and the 23 Schaefer, and who's in the 9?
That is Mark Berry. That is Dave
Yeah,
Berry's
Mark.
brother.
Yeah, Mark just kind of nowhere to go, and I think Mark got kind of loose checking up for Zach, and unfortunately nowhere to go for Sam. I do believe Sam just kind of piled into Mark there. I want to say, and then Jaden has a moment. He just looks like he got tight and loose all at the same time, and just goes up and tank slaps the wall. And the 72 gets by, but the caution must have been out before the 72 got by.
Yes. And that's what I was talking about, Will. Early on, you don't want any of the mistakes to play out like that early on. It is an ultra sin to wreck out early. That's what I mean, and that's what I was telling you about patience. Patience is key. So, full setting on lap one ain't going to get you nowhere. You want your tires to soak it up. Don't full charge early on and send it. Who would be your sleeper pick here tonight if you had to choose? Normally we do that, but we were talking with Jaden.
Well, not necessarily a sleeper pick, but maybe Brandon Moore in that 47 car, possibly. Philip Bridgman normally runs good here. I was going to say Zach, but maybe Zach might be able to rebound. He normally runs good here. Delgado, going to keep an eye on that 48 car. He seems to run halfway decent just about anywhere he goes that I've ever seen. So, also Matthew Hunsaker, those are the ones that I would want to keep an eye on to watch. Also, that's only the one Barry in the field this evening,
Yes.
not the other Barry.
Yes.
Okay. I was going to say, well, Mark's brother, but he's not here this evening, so.
Yeah. If I would have to choose, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
Bradford's very good here. Josh Small, and I'm going to agree with you, Philip Bridgman. All those guys ran this track plenty of times. They know, they're very familiarized with it. But the thing is, it is very tough to pick a sleeper because, everybody in the field is fantastic. We had these guys before, and it's just, you just never know.
Josh is really good being consistent as long as he can stay out of everybody else's problems and keep his nose clean. He can probably walk away from here with a good top 10 finish, maybe a top 5 from Josh this evening. Like I said, as long as he can keep his nose clean, hopefully. Just kind of like what we saw on the first opening lap there. These tires weren't up to temperature, and just kind of charging in to the first turn and possibly maybe cranking the wheel a little bit more than you had to. Maybe, just different circumstances could have fell into play there that made a couple of those guys just get that loosey-goosey. But let's see here if this restart will be any better, and Jaden gets a good hole shot that time. He wasn't sleeping on that restart, nor the initial start. He was just kind of lagging there on the initial start, but there he goes, gets a good jump. Like I said, talking to Jaden, hopefully he can minimize those mistakes. We got another car up in the wall coming out of turn 2. We're going to see that a little bit here this evening. A little bit. Auto Club in a way can kind of be like Darlington. Almost everybody hits the wall at some point here, it seems like. But that's just kind of part of it, especially if you're going to ride that high lane.
Yes, and you see Kevin Roy Will. He is so far off pace, but we know what Kevin is doing. I forgot he was in the field. He would have been another one of my picks to win. But Kevin Roy back there, just cruising. So.
Yep, that's kind of Kevin's mentality. Just wait. You know, it's a long race, 200 miles here. Like you said, this would be the distance of a Craftsman Truck Series race, if I'm not mistaken, if they was to race at Auto Club like they had in the past.
I really liked
watching. Yes, I really enjoyed watching the trucks race at Auto Club. I thought they were real exciting, enjoyable races.
Yeah, I do. I agree with you, absolutely. I think the trucks here, I do believe that they should come back, but unfortunately, Will, you heard the news, and we all did if we're on NASCAR Freaks. Unfortunately, this track isn't it getting turned into a short track, I do believe. And
if they even do that, they keep selling more and more land, so not sure how much land they're going to have left to do anything with. I don't really want to see it get turned into a short track.
I don't either.
If you're not going to race at it anymore, just don't race at it. Just sell it all, turn it into industrial parkway like the rest of the places basically surrounding it. You got strip malls, and then you got industrial park around the area. So, but that's just me, myself, and I. So decent battle going on up front. As well as all the battles throughout the field here on this restart. So, got a three-way battle for the lead. You got Archibald, Sanchez, and Jerry up there in the 72.
Good old
Once I feel more. Yep, Phillips there lurking in the top 5, just inside in 4th position. He normally has pretty good pace here at Auto Club, as we mentioned, and he's trying to fight now for 3rd place. I wouldn't be surprised if that 8 car has a decent amount of side damage. Normally, sometimes these Xfinity cars can take at least 1 to 2 decent poundings to the wall, but I know it may not look too heavily damaged on the right side, but you never can tell, Brian.
No, especially with these cars, Will. I know they did put out another update, Will, so I don't know what they done, but I did know that they improved the damage model. As I posted pictures for the truck race of when Barry went nose first with the wall, his whole front was gone, so all you saw was the frame and the motor.
Yeah.
So, they're always improving damage model, which is wonderful. We know quite a few drivers like that. What I do notice, iRacing tries to get it to the best of their knowledge with the real-time damage, but unfortunately you can't get everything perfect. That's for sure. But 11 laps complete.
They really do.
Oh yeah. And I tell you right now, they are up to par with everything compared to when we did our console side of things. If there's an update they hear that NASCAR does, boom, iRacing will do it. They'll instantly start working on it, and then within a couple of days we'll have it. Unfortunately, with our console side of things, well, we would have to wait a month or 2 before we get a DLC or an update. So there's one thing I can say about the simulation of this platform of iRacing. Whatever NASCAR does, iRacing is up on par with it and does whatever. A little birdie did tell us we will more than likely probably be getting the rain added in towards December. So they have a lot more kinks and nicks and crannies to work with that. So that'll be good. So we just will not see rain quite yet, unfortunately, on our road courses. So hopefully somewhere in December by then we will, or the end of the summer, we can see that. But as you see there, the 68 was sending it in. under, who was that? The 10, and didn't fully get it to stick, so he did back off a little bit and gave it to him, which was perfect. So unfortunately, you deal with it, and you want that car to stick, but well, if there's not enough grip out there, I wouldn't want to send it in that fast.
Yeah, you see back here Mark Berry pulling a really decently good slide job on Delgado, trying to clear him up high to get in that upper lane. He was working on somebody to try to get up there for a while. Zach Deutscher moving up through the field after restarting, I want to say 21st. He's up 10 positions. So trying to make his way back up through the field after starting P3, I do believe. So that costly mistake early on hopefully won't be too costly for him later on. It's just everybody now trying to get in a groove, going down throughout these laps now, just logging laps. That's pretty much all you can do. So 28 to 32 laps on a full tank, depending on how hard you push, how aggressive you are with the fuel saving or your fuel mileage.
As you see Delgado there trying to make a pass on that 23, I am not quite sure if he's going to make it clear. No, he's not. They will be side by side going into turns 1 and 2. As Delgado will try to clear him coming off the turn here. And a slide job like that. Whew! Got him caught in a pickle there. For sure, these cars get very loose when that happens. So Will, with that 5-mile-per-hour wind going down that backstretch, that's what that will turn out to do. So
yeah, it is just a cluster back here beyond 10th position, 11th on back. Everybody's just battling for it. First through 10th, everybody's kind of organized there. They're just logging laps. They're just riding, but Mark Berry and Myers, Deutscher, Delgado, Schaefer, Joe Stite, everybody back here is just brawling for 11th on back, it seems. Just clawing, fighting, digging for any position that they can get, any advantage that they can also get, kind of try to side draft somebody, slow them down, pass them, slide drop them. Man, 3 wide there, yep.
Tyler said no thank you. Oh, they're 3 wide again. Oh, there it is. Joe sent them.
That's going to be a huge crash. That's going to gather up at least 4 cars there, I do believe.
We saw that. Caution. 98 sent it. It said, excuse me, you cut my nose off 3 times tonight. I had enough of that. And that's what that was. Unfortunately, Cade was in the bird seat there. Unfortunately, it didn't go his way. But as we come back here and watch, you see Joe slipped up. Boom. Said, excuse me.
He just walked the dog up the track into Tyler Myers. Tyler kind of just probably saying, whoa, hey, what did I do to you? And just up the track, Joe went right into Tyler. And Tyler was he was giving Joe plenty of room down there. Joe had about a lane and a half. Just got tight right underneath him, though. And you can see Joe went for it, that's for sure. Sling it down in there on that bottom lane, and just unfortunately nowhere to go for Tyler.
That is true. We'll wait for them to come around to pit here, if they do pit, which I do think they are. I would.
Cade in the 35 there, nowhere to go. Who's in the 79?
Quarter.
So, yes, indeed, 4-car wreck, quarter. Yes, quarter. Easy for me to say. Yeah, everybody should come down now. You don't want to have too many heat cycles on your tires at Auto Club. It'll really send your car for a loop, that's for sure. But about 10 laps away from the pit window being opened anyway, so come in, top off, fix any damage you may have, or maybe for some that were just caught up in that crash, use that quick repair that you have for this evening. They do have a quick repair, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I can talk to Tyler.
Robert Morrow in a nice Jack Daniels paint scheme. How Robert missed his pit box by a few, it looks like. That's quite unfortunate.
Oh, yeah. Tyler Myers, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, unfortunately, you were a victim of circumstance, and that turnout there with Joe. How do you feel about that, and how are you going to stay positive enough to keep your head into the game? I know it is early on. Unfortunately, you're still in the pits. Fixing that car up. Don't want to use a quick fix too early.
Oh yeah, it's fine. Accidents happen on the track. Racing happens.
Yes, sir. That number 10 Ford. Go ahead, Will.
I was just going to ask Tyler, did you see Joe kind of sling it down there on the inside of you? Do you think maybe you could have maybe lifted and then could have crossed him over? I know you were already 3 wide going down the straightaway, but it just kind of happened so quickly. Tyler, was there really anything you could have done?
I tried to, but I wasn't sure what the guy on the top side or try to combat the tightness that was happening after Lacey last year happened. Started to get tight. So.
Well, that was a good battle that you guys were having. Just a shame that it kind of ended the way it did. Hopefully you can get that car repaired some more and go back at them, man. You were putting up a fight for sure.
Well, I came from the back to that top, past the cars.
Yeah.
So.
Well, good luck to you, Tyler.
Yes, sir.
All right, 1 degree. Let's go.
Yep.
Where are we at?
All right, have a good one. As you see there, now Ernest King is going to be your leader back to green here. So.
Not sure if Ernest took right sides or maybe he just had a better pit stop than everybody. Some drivers look like they might have taken rights, just right sides and some fuel, because looks like a couple might be out of position here. Other than that, we got a couple that for certainly lost a lot of spots. The 72, Jerry, he's down in 12th position as this restart underway here. Philip Bridgman, good jump on that outside lane, good push by, I guess you could say, teammate Jason Sanchez.
Oh, yeah. I know there was a little scuffage back there on the restart. I don't know if you caught that, Will, but a little stack up
not
there.
A lot of, on that inside lane, something occurred. Somebody didn't get going, and that kind of didn't really help out Ernest King too much.
No. Ernest might have started inside the wrong gear. I'm not too sure if he was the leader or Philip was. I don't know who beat who out. Normally we see that, but we were too busy chit-chatting with Tyler Myers there. But Philip Bridgman is your current leader at this current place in time. So that will give him an additional bonus point for leading the lap. So that's alright. If I'm Schaefer, I will not be pissed. I would just take it and move on. It is still a very long race. We are bound to get another caution, as you see there. Someone loves scraping that wall up there. Oh, that was Bradford.
Yeah, I do believe on the restart, I saw Archibald on the restart lap coming off of turn 4, getting really wicked sideways, so might want to have to keep an eye on Samuel tonight. seems to have a really wicked handling race car for him. But that's going to be the case for some of these competitors this evening.
I agree. But Archibald's another quick one, Will. We raced with him on the console side of things when he was a lot younger, but he is now in his 20s, so that's a long time difference. So Sammy's been over here enjoying this side of things and doing pretty well, I would assume. Came a long ways for sure. He said a lot of getting used to and adapting to with the iRacing
Archibald's like 19.
He could be. He's not even 20.
I think he's 18 or 19.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. But our youngest in the field, I would say, is Jaden. Jaden is 16, but Jaden's a hell of a driver if he can keep his nose clean and out of trouble. He's a very smart kid, and he does very well. I'm impressed with him. He's done pretty good here, and can put the competition on when he needs to, that's for sure. So, well, 25 of 100 laps complete here tonight. Not even halfway yet. Another 25 more laps, then we'll be halfway. I like to see some green flag pit stops, that is for sure, but time will tell whenever that does happen.
Yeah, that will probably be around lap 56 if we start seeing scheduled green flag pit stops. 54 to 56 more than likely when we start seeing scheduled pit stops if it stays green from here.
Yes, sir. Indeed.
Everybody kind of getting back into another rhythm here. Philip Bridgman just over a half a second lead over Jaden Sanchez. Then you got Burr in the 16 machine in third place. Zach Deutscher having a decent rebound inside the top 5 in 4th position. And Archibald, the fellow we were just talking about, riding in 5th position. As you see some of these drivers just having to give each other a little bit more room off a corner exit. Probably later on in the race, that room will probably dissipate and not be there.
Yep, and then after that, P6, we have Jackson Lomax from Nashville. Right in there in P6 with the hungry pack behind him of Jerry Cochran from Virginia in that 72 machine. P8, we got Mark Berry. His brother isn't here with us. That would be nice if he would have been, because Dave said that he would like to come run Xfinity, which their other league did just get done, I think, tonight, so we'll probably see a lot more of both of the Berries. P9, we have Eric Corder from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, here tonight. P10, we have good old Larry McKenzie here. Looks like, who's that? Oh, JD. Down on the bottom there, out of the pits. Will, that is your top 10 here tonight. I mean, we could go through the whole field if we want, but that's up to you, Ed. It don't matter to me. I like to have everybody get some exposure here in the league. The 3 wide here by the start finish here of Quarter. Oh no, that's Cochran. Oh. No, it ain't.
Yeah, Brian, that's up to you if you want to do the rest.
Yeah, we can do that. Why not?
You kind of have control of it.
We got Randy Kogan, P11. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to note on that 3 wide. That was a decent 3 wide there. The 79 Quarter just kind of letting them go. Go ahead, Brian. My apologies.
No, you're fine. P12, we have Matthew Huntsaker. P13, we have Ernest King from Glen Burnie, Maryland. P14, we have Jacob Delgado. As he's getting battled by Chris Campbell from Netherlands. P17, we got Brandon Moore from Johnson City, Tennessee. Pile in the Ford number 47 Blue Moon there, looking pretty sharp. P17, we have Chris Campbell again. Oh, well, boy, he must have slid back. Okay, yeah. Okay, so Joe Stipe will be P16. That's what happened. Okay, from Newcastle there. And then P17 now will be Josh Small in that 28 Ford. I like that paint scheme that he's driving. Absolutely do. It's nice. You got Kevin Roy from Plaistow, New Hampshire, and that number 12, 15 Studio Broadcasting, Toyota. And then you got P20, you got Aaron Bradford from Frankfort, Kentucky, in that Ford Mustang 41 Caterpillar machine. P21, we talked to him earlier. It is Tyler Myers in the Ford 10 machine there. P22 will have Hunter Head, aka Cade, in that Ford 35 machine there. P23 will have Robert Amaro in that Chevy 77 Jack Daniels machine. P24 will have Chris Schaefer from Gainesville, Florida. Unfortunately, he's the one that caught in that wreck earlier, but he's in no harm, no foul way at this point in time. At MP25, currently 7 laps down with the JD O'Brien in that number 2 Wheeling Chevy. Now
Well,
we'll get
good
you,
rundown.
Yep.
No, go ahead, Brad.
No, I was just going to say we'll get you back to the action by Will.
Yes, I was going to say good rundown there, Brian, of the drivers through the field, and Jaden Sanchez has caught up and passed teammate Philip Bridgman. I guess in a way they're teammates. In a way, I'm not really sure anymore these days. But anyway, so Bridgman still there within reason of Jaden. Just those two just broken away. They have a 3-second lead over other teammate Zach Deutscher in the 21 machine. So Zach, strong rebound, like we said, from lap 1 incident and turn 1, turns 1 and 2. So good pace here being set by the two race leaders, and good pace being set by all as well in this race. Only one caution up to this point that came out, unfortunately, on the initial lap, but things happen. So we have had about 30 green flag laps, I want to say.
Yeah,
31.
I'd say just about. Yes.
And everybody's basically single file all the way back, as far as on the straightaways, they're single file, all the way back to about maybe 11th or so. I say that, and we're getting side by side for 4th. Or trying to. You got Berger not wanting to let up on Zach Deutscher after Zach passed him for that position. Berger strongly putting up a fight as Lomax, and looks like, yep, that's Jerry in the 72 coming back. I think he just had a long pit stop or something with that pit stop there on that second caution. And
Actually,
that's right, we had 2 cautions.
Yeah. So the 96 and 16 are teammates here of Lomax and Berger.
I think Lomax might have kissed the wall on corner exit.
Yeah, I didn't quite catch it.
there.
I'm glad you caught it. I didn't see it, so. Well, that's right. A great rebound by the 00 of Larry McKenzie after starting the pit penalty early on here. Rebounded pretty good. Out of 25 cars, he is currently P7, Will. So a great run by Larry.
Yeah, great run so far. That initial caution, I do believe, really helped him out a bunch to get him lined back up with the rest of the field. As you can see, Jerry with a good slide job there. off of turn 2, taking the position away from Zach Deuscher, so they are just going at it back here in the top, what is this, top 7, and Mark Berry and Randy, no, that's Samuel Archibald, coming into the fray here, so top 9, third, so basically these 6 cars, third on down to 9th, really in a decent tussle here. You could kind of throw a good-sized blanket over them.
Yeah, I would say
as
so.
Jerry leads this little battle group here. About a second and a quarter, second and a half back separation. Maybe 2 seconds in total from the 72 of Jerry down to Samuel Archibald.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah.
And that gap still ever present between Sanchez and Bridgman. Bridgman just on the coattails of Jaden, not letting Jaden go or out of his sight, nothing like that. Keeping that periscope right there. And,
there it is.
Huge crash. This is going to take out 3 cars right here on the front stretch. McKenzie, was that McKenzie, Lomax, and possibly Burton? No, yes.
That was actually Mackenzie, Berry, and Berger.
Yes, McKenzie, Berry, Berger, yes. I only thought it was Lomax because of the yellow car number I briefly saw. I couldn't make out which one it was. I just went with, I thought it might have been Lomax. But Lomax got away from it cleanly. Unfortunate for his teammate there. Berger was not able to get away. No caution. That was
Impressive.
no caution. Well, not really impressive, just unfortunate that caution came out for those 3 competitors, because it looks like 2 of them got a tow. Maybe all 3 of them might have. No, McKenzie got back on it, and I think Berger and who was it? Berger
and Mark Berry.
Yep, Berry and Berger got a tow, I do believe, maybe, or they just got back in it and got back on. Yeah, they gathered it back up. McKenzie came out better than the other 2. But now Berger and Berry brings their battered racing machines down pit road to check on that damage and possibly get a fresh set of drawers there. So it's always very saddening whenever you're caught up in somebody else's incident. Someone gets loose in front of you and you're already committed to that lane that you're in, and they get sideways so quickly and you got nowhere else to go but kind of slide into them or just kind of ricochet off their door.
Especially with these cars. These cars are a handful on this simulation. I've driven plenty of them. Like I said, this week they're at. I've yet to drive them this week when they switched over from week 13. Unfortunately, they did put these bad boys with much horsepower as they have on the Nashville Fairgrounds, so I'm not going to try that. I don't plan on it, that's for sure. But these cars are fun, though. Absolutely, they are. Don't get me wrong. You see right here, pit stops are starting to take effect here, Will. From Corder, Ernest King, and McKenzie, and Campbell. So pit stops are starting to happen this early on. And you see there Hunter coming down, Samuel Archibald and Brandon Moore. You see there a little miscommunication there.
Good possibility that some guys probably just want a short pit to have that quicker amount of time on tire, possibly, or maybe that slight advantage that you can have on fresh tire to hopefully gain a little bit of time on the race leaders, but the undercut may not work that well here this evening. Who knows? We're just going to have to wait and see in about maybe 10 more laps.
Yes, you see Campbell with a 14.6 second pit stop here tonight, Will. Quarter is now in the pits. Archibald,
really
Joe
good.
Stike, Kevin Roy. We'll see out of those bunches who got a faster pit stop out of them all. Quarter had a 55.1 seconds, so he might have had a little slip up. Kevin Roy with a 16.3, Archibald with a 14.9. So Quarter probably had a little slip up in the pits there.
Something happened to Jerry in the 72 machine. He is 3 laps down, I do believe, or somewhere in around that. He is in the pits, and he's been there for a good, he's been there for a good minute.
You see Philip Bridgman now made his pit stop, Will. So you're starting to see a lot of these drivers start coming out of the pits, like roughly around, you said, anywhere between lap 50 to 56-ish, you said.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that I kind of thought maybe a little bit longer. But yeah, this seems about right, I suppose. They came in, I want to say it was lap 18. So, yeah, this just seems about fair, I would say. About good with fuel mileage.
And it's like you said, and it also depends on how hard they're charging from the drop of the restart green flag. If they're going to hard charge, they're going to burn a lot more. Like as you see here, Lomax is now pitting. So Josh and those boys are going to stay up a little bit more. Stay out a little bit more
Quick
longer.
math I did in my head might have been a bit,
It could have been a little bit
but
off.
it's okay.
Yeah, close enough.
Okay.
But because you see Jaden still out, so you never know. Jaden could come in at lap 50, so it just depends on who's better at saving, and that'll make it interesting, though.
You almost kind of think, though, the people that did the undercut or the short pitting here might for sure have that advantage on the ones that are going to stay out here a little bit longer, as long as they had a good in lap, a good out lap, no speeding penalties, don't overshoot your pit box, all these mistakes that we've seen in the past.
I think Kevin Roy got a speeding penalty from his earlier pit stop there, because he had to come back in and he had a 44-second pit stop, so he might have gotten caught speeding. That's very unfortunate for Kevin Roy, because he's currently now 3 laps down, but he can get those laps back whenever Jaden starts to pit, or whenever the leader pits. Speaking of Sanchez, Will, you were close. Almost made it to lap 50. Matt's going to make it to lap 50, so that's a good thing there. So Jaden, unfortunately, didn't have enough to make it to lap 50. So you were about right in the ballpark, anywhere between lap 50 to 56, I think you said. It just depends on who's out, saving a little bit more. So after this cycle of pit stops, we'll go to our crank it up portion of the night. But I'm sorry, Will, did not mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Oh, you're good. Maybe Brandon Moore might take the lead here for a few laps. It's going to be Moore, Delgado, Bradford, I do believe, that is going to cycle as the race leaders. I think, is Moore going to have to pit with Smalls. I can't remember if Brandon's already came down or not.
No, he hasn't.
Oh, okay, there we go. So it'll be Delgado, Bradford, Bridgman. So Bridgman has overlapped or passed Sanchez by short pitting just a couple of laps before Sanchez. So if I'm Bridgman, I'm just going to... My fight is with Jaden, more or less. I'm not really... The people in front of me, they pitted...
There's Matt.
3 or 4 laps before me, so I know I got, quick enough tire. If I'm Phillip, I can just ride, wait for them to have a little bit of fall off.
Oh yeah, Phillips in a good spot, I would say. You see there Bradford now coming down. Josh is still staying out. He's got Brandon Moore right behind him, so staying out this long could benefit Josh Small and Brandon Moore, but you see Josh Small is coming in the pit, and Brandon Moore is going to stay out.
Yeah, it'll be really key, if he can just make that last year, if he can get to about lap 52, 53, maybe a little bit longer, anywhere to keep that fuel mileage to where possibly only have to make one more pit stop. Some of these guys looks like might have to make 2.
Well, I do believe the ones who did pit a little bit earlier, they are going to be a 2-stopper. I think Brandon, Josh, and all them are trying to do it on 1 stop. So it'll be interesting to see and see who can do it.
Looks like Hunsaker, Small, and Moore might be in that 1-stop ballpark because of how long they've been able to take that fuel mileage for them. Really wonder what happened to Jerry in the 72 machine. He's now out of the race. That is quite unfortunate. He really had some pace. He was rebounding from that long pit stop he had at lap 18. He drove all the way up to 3rd place, and then right before this exchange of green flag cycled pit stops, something occurred. Not sure if it was connection or what might have happened, but he is no longer in this race.
So Brandon Moore is still out, like you said, and probably lap 56 they'll come down. So that'll determine.
Yeah,
that.
he's definitely trying that 1-stop strategy for sure. He really wants to only do one more stop.
Well, yeah, then he'll be the last car on the freshest set of tires too. So, and there he is. He's coming down to pit right now, as we speak, along with JD O'Brien.
Looks like Phillip's going to have about a 2, maybe a 2 1/4 second lead over Jaden once Phillip cycles out to be the race leader.
Oh yeah. So at least a 2-second. At least a 2-second. Jaden attacks a lot more harder in the turns, as we see there in turns 1 and 2. So as Phillip is a little bit more patient, as you see, Phillip is hard charging. Sorry, Sanchez is hard charging to the turns. So everybody has cycled out to their pits. We're going to give you a little action here. And we're going to step away at this current time. And we hope you enjoy the sounds of these Xfinity cars here tonight at Auto Club Speedway. Enjoy. there, Jaden Sanchez did pass Philip Bridgman for that lead. As we rode on board with him before, listening to the sounds of these cars, you heard the squealing in the tires, so he is absolutely full sending it, no cares in the world. Burning them tires out while Philip was conservative a little bit. As you see, he falls very short to his teammate there.
Yeah, that was a good catch and release, I guess you could say. He caught him and passed him, Jaden Sanchez. Philip normally has a short to medium run pace. Everybody's race pace is a bit different, so Philip just can't ever seem to find that long run speed. I mean, he does have long run speed, but just not as long, it seems like, as Jaden. Can't really say anybody else because they have a 14-second lead over the rest of the field at the moment. Randy set and pretty in third. Last week's winner to start the season for the BNR Xfinity Series.
Oh yeah, he's got himself a win on the Xfinity side of things, as you said before. Daytona. That was a good way to capture that win. Yeah, win. There, by a close call that had happened in the front between two drivers, and end up getting it done.
Green flag cycle pit stops, ultimate equalizer in racing. It'll really separate the field, might bring some back together to others, but mainly separates the drivers more or less. We do have some battles going on throughout the field, but Delgado there did a decent slide job on Myers. Now he's working on Schaefer.
Oh, they must have fixed that. That just tells you the battles are 13.
Schaefer crossed Delgado back over, trying to get him back down the back straightaway, but doesn't have the momentum coming off the bottom lane.
And as you see there, Jaden Sanchez did catch that pack there that was all battling there. Maneuver around the traffic.
Yeah, and this is 15th place going a lap down, so just about almost goes to show you the gap that Jaden and Philip have on the rest of the field. Philip now 2 1/4 seconds back from Jaden.
Oh yeah, Jaden's setting the pace. He's running very great laps. Consistency is key, but Jaden is a hard charger. He is, which is a good thing. Young as him, but
we also got to remember Jaden stayed out a little bit longer than Philip, so he does have fresher tires than Philip, and just a couple of lap fresher tires here at Auto Club at a track like Fontana, where it can at times be a cheese grater to your tires. It will make a difference as far as just a few lap fresher tires compared to few lap older tires. So you kind of want to have fresher tires than your competitor. You know, that's kind of why you do the short pitting or the undercutting of your competitors. You know, hopefully they don't come in right after you came in. Hopefully they stay out there a little bit longer so you can make up that time or make up that ground, but all depends on everybody's strategy, normally different. So,
Oh yeah. Depending on where you are at on the track, and the key is it's got to matter on this last stop if they have to do it is pit stop. The way you get in and then the way you get off. You can gain the most time if you hard charge in, but you have to hit your marks. I forgot what pit speed is here, so I can't remember offhand. But an exit, hit your marks. I think so. It might be 45. They always end up switching it. Actually, hold on.
either 45 or 55.
Yeah, and there you go. See, the last cycle of pit stops are probably going to happen now. But like I said, your entry in the pits and your exit out is where you're going to capitalize. As you heard Tuesday, you heard the mistake between Dave Berry. Messed up getting into his box, and then that cost him tremendously. So you don't want that.
He had to reverse, and he left it in reverse when he had to back up a little bit, and he lost so much time and ground, like he said. So don't, these mistakes, you want to minimize if you can the mistakes, or not make them at all. As yes, I guesstimated 2-stop strategy left for some, but like you said, this should be the final pit stop sequence for everybody once it finishes or gets going here good. So we got really the first 3 that came in last time, they're in again this time. So
oh yeah, I'm telling you right now, I don't know if if Brandon has got to have enough to get to the end. I think he is going to have to come down at least one more time. I don't think he's got enough fuel for 28 laps that he has left. So, unless he's clutching tremendously. But I really don't think he's going to be able to make it just off that one stop. And if he proves me wrong, then, hey, more power to him. He did the right thing compared to me. Anyway,
well, Brandon definitely has decent enough pace. He was able to stay inside the top 10, even though he pitted later than everybody else. He had that fresh set of tires, like you said, fresh than everybody else, so probably helped him stay within the top 10 here before this sequence of pit stops occurs. Yes, some people are for sure going to be at least maybe 5 to 10 laps short. I think for sure Brandon, he's for sure going to get past anyone. I think who can get past lap 75 is going to be safe for sure, no doubt about it, no question.
Yes, I agree with you. But as you see there, Will, Phillip Bridgman almost 6 seconds back from Jaden. You see a lot of these boys now dropping down to pit for their last and final time, hopefully for them. And some of these boys are probably going to stay out, Will, and just hope for a caution. I'm sure Sanchez is going to do it in Bridgman. The way these guys been racing. If I'm Jaden, I don't want to get caught in any type of mess here because, you don't want to have to be the cause of the caution when you got a 6-second lead over P2. So
I think Phillip might have also possibly dropped back just a little bit off of Jaden's pace to save some fuel. Just speculation, not
that could be.
Yes,
absolutely.
just enough to make it that one more stop, so he didn't have to sit 5 laps to go or something like that. You kind of do see that might be an issue for the few that came in. Is that Mark Berry?
That was Mark Berry and Matthew Hunsaker.
Mark slides up the track, does a job, and then I think Matthew just kind of hooked him in the left rear. He left a window open.
Oh, yeah.
I think Matthew just got right. It might have been net code. Not too sure, but yeah, he
Yeah, that was close. I don't know. We'll have to go back and see, but Mark Berry, unfortunately, can't catch a break. As you see, Bridgman in the pits with a 14.8. You got Bradford and Robert Amaro, and now Tyler Myers all coming down. Kevin Roy. Matthew Hunsaker. So, interesting. Interesting to see how this is going to shake out. The question is, well, if these top... I don't think Zach came in yet. He might have. No, he didn't. I'm interested to see when Jaden comes in. I think Jaden is waiting for, I know, speaking of it, Jaden just came in, so that's going to cycle Josh Small out to the lead. Good run for Josh here tonight and Brandon. Oh, this is about to shake everything up, boy. This is a cluster right in front of these boys.
Yeah, you got some guys that are trying to merge up, but, some slower traffic trying to stay out of the way. Everybody. Oh, Robert Amaro, wicked loose. Yeah. Indeed, excellent save. Probably saving the night.
As you see, Josh and Brandon. Great pace set by these two. Still going. That P3 will be Zach Deuscher. 9 seconds back. I do believe Zach is saving. So that'll be interesting to see there. As you see there.
Even though Phillip pitted before Jaden this time, not really able to close the gap. Probably took a second away from the gap that he initially had before those cycle of pit stops occurred, but still 4 seconds back of Jaden. Maybe, about roughly 4 seconds.
So P3 has pitted. Zach Deuscher is now in the pits. The question is, when does Brandon Moore and Josh Small pit? You do not want to stay out too much longer because you will be SOL. As you see here, Brandon Moore is coming into pit with Josh Small. So they're both coming into pit. That's going to cycle everything back out. So Jaden will cycle back around to get the lead lap. If he can time it right. You see Brandon Moore is pulling out of the pits now along with Josh. But Jaden is going to end up getting it. Oh, no, he ain't. Alright, so like I said, I think they did wait a little bit too long. But that is just me. Because now they got to finesse through all this traffic. 20 to go, Will. Jaden Sanchez is your leader. Philip Bridgman, P2. Randy Koken, P3. Ernie King, P4. A lot of these guys are banking on a caution if and when they can ever get it. And that's that.
Only 2 so far this evening, and the 79 laps here. So, first caution came out at lap 1, the initial lap, turn 1. Then the second caution came out about 17, 18 laps into the race. So, kind of early on, we had the cautions, not even at the quarter mark. So, don't necessarily think we'll see another one. We've seen a couple of things that probably should have, could have, would have been a caution, but wasn't. So everything just kind of plays out. 17 laps to go, and Jaden everything piece his lead over Philip Bridgman. Brandon Moore hoping to get a top 5 here this evening. Having a tussle with Matthew Hunsaker there for. He's only 3 seconds back from Lomax in position. Catch Lomax, he's got fresh. Looks like Lomax and Ernest King might come together at some point and have a battle for 4th.
Oh yeah, sorry, I was keeping up with my things here. But Jaden started on the pole, could possibly win the race, but I'm not going to call it just yet. So anything is possible there. The question is, can Ernie get past Randy for that P3? I don't. There's still plenty of time left, Will.
I think the battle between and Ernest at the moment for 4th place.
There it is.
I don't think Randy has anything 30 and 30.
Oh,
he's just got to worry kind of about these lap traffic around him.
Oh yeah. Lap traffic is key. You see Kevin Roy going to the outside. Oh no, we're coming back here to Ernest King and Lomax and Brandon Moore.
Yep, this is the best battle on track at the moment. Besides what the iRating wants to tell you, whatever position that is, what is that, like, I don't even think that's what position that iRating keeps wanting to, that your SDK keeps wanting to fall back to, further back. I think completely on different laps.
I think
But yes, indeed, Brandon Moore did indeed get into 4th position inside the top 5 as I think if anybody could catch Randy, it is definitely going to be Brandon Moore. 13 laps. He might have enough time for sure to reel him in, but by that time his tires might be torn to shreds. You never can tell.
That is true. You see Josh there too, trying to finesse his way through the field, but him and Zach, so they're trying everything that they can to get up there. 11 laps to go. Coming to 10 laps to go.
Yeah, Josh is in that 8th place just about all night. Good solid top 10 run for Josh this evening. And just kind of had it up. But it would be still a decent rebound for him to finish in that top 10 position in 9th.
Oh yeah. You see Josh there trying to look to the inside of that one as he will get by Ernie King. Josh is the next car on the freshest lap of tires, him and Brandon Moore. So they pitted it. They were the last couple of ones to pit. So you see there Josh is going to settle for P6 at the moment. You see Brandon Moore just got by Ernie King there. I mean Randy. My apologies.
So Brandon did run down Randy and take Randy. That is to be expected just about with those fresh tires, like you said. Brandon and Josh, the two competitors with the freshest set of tires, they pitted way later than everybody else. So good, excellent run this evening. He might even get Lomax here in the closing 10 laps. He's only about a second and a half, maybe 2 seconds off of Lomax. And a half.
About 1.2 from Lomax. So he's slowly reeling them in, but Lomax is getting a little help from Tyler Myers. But Tyler Myers is also helping Joshua Small to get caught up to him by allowing him to catch the draft and bring him closer to that 96 of Lomax. As you see there, Josh got by Tyler Myers there, looking to reel in Lomax there. With 8 laps to go here tonight.
8 laps to go, and Jaden Sanchez has a half a straightaway lead, or basically two-turn lead over Philip Bridgman in second place. Just no one really in front nor behind as far as challenging. He's just sitting comfortable there in second place. Brandon Moore, he's very comfortable. So if nothing happens, that probably can finish it here this evening.
Interesting to see here. Josh did catch him. There you go. He's got P5 and P4 right there in front of him.
So that excellent run continuing this evening, as he is working his way by Lomax there. Then he's probably going to try to set his sights on Randy if he can get by Lomax. Lomax still kind of putting up a fight there, as every racer should, as Josh doing a good side lap.
Yes, he did.
But Lomax going to fight back hard on that inside lane, doing a good crossover too. Here for top 5 position. fifth place overall. Lomax did a crossover, crossed him back, took the spot back away. Josh gonna get another good toe down the front straightaway. What's he gonna do with it? Looks to take it high. Wait for him to take it high. Gonna try to get that momentum. Lomax probably gonna have to buy some exhaust flames shoot out. So indeed, great tussle here for fourth, fifth, and sixth position.
Oh yeah. The more they keep battling, that's going to put Matthew Hunsaker back up there to catch him. As you see there, Josh with an excellent run. Almost got to the quarter of that 5. And just like that, I believe he did to take P4 away. You can only hold so much and do so much. But like I said, Will, Brandon Moore and Josh Small are the 2 cars that are on the freshest, possibly freshest set of tires. 3 to go. Randy's going to protect that lane there. He's got Lomax right behind him. Anything is possible as we continue to watch this battle here. It could heat up. You see there Lomax looking to drive to the inside of Randy. But now that put Matthew Hunsaker back in that mix right there. As Lomax looks to cross him over, but just cannot get him crossed over.
Just about 3 rounds for what would be 5th position between Lomax, Koking, and Hunsaker. Josh Small says, "Thank you, boys. Keep doing that in my mirror, and I'm going to keep driving away here." And this is the final lap of the race.
Yep, as Jaden crosses the line to take the white flag. As Jaden Sanchez will cross the line to take the checkered flag. As he makes his one last time going into turns 3 and 4. On Cade there. Jaden
Pretty
Sanchez.
dominant performance
Oh yeah. Yes,
of the evening. Qualified on pole. Pretty much only other person near him was Philip Bridgman this evening. We had Jerry in the second. Good fight this evening, but something happened to Jerry. Very important to see how quick a pace he had and just wasn't able to do anything with it. And looks like Hunsaker will come home with that P5 position. Lomax and Koking just did all they could, couldn't hang on to the top 5 that they were having, the top 5 runs that they were having. As Brandon Moore and Josh Smalls with the fresh tires, they stayed out, and that got them the best finish possible from going long as possible.
As you see here, this is your race results. So Jaden will be your winner. Then, like Will said, Philip Bridgman, Zach Deuscher with an awesome rebound to the top 10 finish.
Yes, indeed. Pretty respectable after the up and down ninth that Zach had from the opening lap stand. Work his way back up through the field. Something, again, might have happened to Zach for him to kind of fall down the totem pole a little bit, but hey, that's racing. That's part of it. Joe Stipe after having a kamikaze run there. Finishes 10th. So some names that you saw up in the field, they were having a good run, but just kind of fell apart. Either got caught up in something, or caution just didn't come out when you kind of thought it would.
Oh yeah. Phew. That was great. So we'll talk to our P3. We'll get Brandon Moore in there.
Yeah, that was a mess.
Yeah, that was right, wasn't it?
I just sent it through the grass. Didn't avoid it.
I see that. Awesome run, Mr. B.
I caught air, thanks. I rallied from a bad decision I was trying to make some fuel mileage work, and I'm like, I gotta put the hammer down.
Huh.
I was
Yeah,
trying to get out of pit stop.
Yeah, you did pretty well with the fuel mileage, I would have to say. And with the fresh tires, you got yourself a podium finish there, P3. Got a top 5, snagged it out of the ordeal. You probably would have liked to have got a win, but man, Jaden just so far ahead of everybody. Kind of hard to run him down this evening. But give us a bit of more insight about your race this evening and how it played out for you from your point of view, and what your overall thoughts were as well, Brandon.
I thought it was a fun race. A lot of strategies going on. I was trying to, like I said, try to cut out a pit stop and save some fuel, and kind of got myself in a bind there. And I'm like, well, there's probably about 35 laps to go. I've got to put the hammer down and try to salvage something. Surprisingly, I was still passing cars clutching on the bottom. Maybe it was helping the car turn. I don't know, but didn't lose too much time to, probably fifth on back. But the leaders, you just can't be trying to save fuel and keep pace with them. But we'll get them next time. Got to be happy with a P3.
Brandon, anything else you'd like to add? Maybe give some shout outs there.
No, just want to thank everybody who came out to watch the race there. Thank all the drivers. Everybody put on a pretty good race tonight, in my opinion. And then, where are we heading next week?
1 second.
Las Vegas.
Oh boy, so we get another fun track. So yeah, y'all want to come back and watch Vegas next week. So not one you're going to want to miss.
What do you think you're going to have to deal with or overcome at Vegas, Brandon?
Probably some tire wear. Not over driving, burning the right front off. Pretty similar strategy to here. But hopefully I can be better at crunching some numbers and plug in the right strategy.
You surprised about only having 2 cautions this evening, or were you expecting maybe only 1 or 2?
I was thinking 1 or 2 is about what I was thinking of. I told Tyler, when we went green there, I said, I guarantee you we're going to have a caution within this first lap on these cold tires. And I was right. And then I was like, well, there's a potential we could go green from here, or we're going to have at least 1 more.
Well, congratulations, Brandon, on that P3 finish, that podium finish this evening at Auto Club. I kind of feel the same way you did. Lots of exciting racing out there this evening, and hopefully you can come back next week and go get them at Vegas, man.
Yep, that's what we're going to plan to do. Appreciate y'all.
Well, appreciate you talking to us.
Yeah, have a good
one. Yes, sir. Next up will be Philip Bridgman. Phil!
Hey, Phil.
What's up?
Hey,
how's it going?
Oh,
pretty good. What about you?
Well, very interesting to see you, for sure. You battling with your teammate Jaden there. I bet that feel good. Me and Will were trying to figure out, does Philip have what it takes to run Jaden down? Hey, Jaden has been dominant all night, qualified on the pole. You guys were pretty much chasing Jaden the whole race. And you got in the front, you set yourself. You got your bonus point to help out with extra points for leading the lap. So So,
He was definitely very fast. I was really trying to catch him. I made a bit of a bad strategy that got us kind of broken up in the race. Like, I was there fighting with him for like most of it, and then I decided to try to pit early to get the advantage on him, but the tires were so crucial late in the run that the way how I burned them up, I had nothing left by the time that happened.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very unfortunate, Phil, to try to go off kilt to try to have that short pitch strategy there to have the quicker tire for a few laps, but like you said, in the long run, it just wasn't there for you. Um, were you kind of hoping to get a late race caution, hopefully get a fresh set of tires, maybe deal something there with Jaden?
Yeah, definitely. Like if something would have happened, some type of slip up, I could have been right there battling for the finish. I definitely didn't want it to end up being me because for many reasons. But um, I don't know. I'm glad that it didn't happen because like I could have gotten or ended up getting caught up in something if it had it went to a green white checkered or something. Then everyone behind me would have been really on point. It would have been anarchy.
For sure, indeed. That's normally what those green-white checkers are late race cautions bring out in people is anarchy. I have to agree with you there. Next week, Philip, you're going to Las Vegas, that mile and a half out there, just outside of the Strip. What's the thoughts and type of strategy possibly, for Las Vegas?
Oh, Vegas is another great track. It's could be another tough one coming like long run on the tires and whatnot. I feel like it's going to be a bit loose early on and just get tighter as it goes. But I feel like it's going to be a lot of saving the tires by the end, anyways. Just like this race.
Yes, indeed. Got any shout-outs or anything else you'd like to add about tonight's race, Philip?
Yeah, definitely. Like Zach, he was great. Like he hooked me up like with his like offsets and like his brake bias and like what he was running. I was getting some opinions on what he was running, and that was pretty great. And obviously, it was great to see like Cade out there. Like obviously, that's like Hunter.
Yes.
Joe. There was just a bunch of people out there. That was awesome seeing. It's good racing with a bunch of people in there. They're all great. This was a great race overall. Like there was a lot of clean laps, great running. You guys did amazing for you guys putting it on. I love seeing you guys up there in the booth.
Well, we appreciate that, Philip, and it was a pretty good race. Lots of action all throughout the field. And thanks for talking to us, Phil. And
Yes, sir.
congratulations again on that P2 finish this evening.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Last but not least, your race winner. And I'm gonna bust his chops because he says he'll never win a BNR NASCAR sanctioned race ever. But come to find out, started on the pole, led majority of the laps, came out of the pits, timed pit strategy correct, Will. Brought it home as the winner from starting on the pole, which is great. He had his teammate behind him. I'm sure that went well. So with Jaden winning this, which locks him into the playoffs and the Xfinity side of things. Well, Mr. Jaden, I'm going to tell you one thing you do. I was told to tell you, please remove the RKR things on your name there. I'll send you the updated link there for you to do that, but that's alright. Don't worry about it. I'm not mad at you. So this is about you tonight. You won the race. So give a overall rundown of how your performance went and what you thought of the overall racing itself.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'll do that. And you guys were great in the booth. Props to you. Yeah. So, I mean, starting the start of the race, I mean, it wasn't going well for me. I hit the wall after getting loose, trying not to, kill the car, and I had to use a fast repair so early on, which wasn't really cool. But yeah, after that, it was just like lock in and focus, and I was really just focused on not trying to hit the wall. Um, yeah, it's just this track is so momentum based. I was having some good runs with Philip. Raced him pretty clean and got into Ernie a little bit, so that wasn't ideal. But no, I didn't take anyone out, and no one took me out. So yeah, it's a good race. I kept my head straight. I really was looking for Brandon during that whole last part of the run. I know he was coming with a tire strategy, but yeah, I just pitted early because honestly, I knew that if I didn't pit early, that last run, then I felt like me staying out was going to leave me vulnerable, and it could have, as you saw. But yeah, just running my own race, trying to stay out of trouble, really. And I mean, yeah, I won. So yeah.
I know it's unreal for you. Go ahead, Will. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say congratulations, Jaden, on the race win here this evening at Auto Club. Very kind of, for the most part, mistake free. That's kind of what you need if you're going to win one of these things. You did have the clobber and wall moment there on the first lap. Everybody seemed to be a bit on ice for the most part, diving into turns 1 and 2. That surely didn't count you out of it being on ice either, as you had your moment there. Like you said, you clobbered the wall. It didn't seem to look too bad of a hit at the same time, but it looked like it was hard enough to, at least kind of, kind of freak you out a little bit. But you seem to gather it back up. Like you said, you and Philip were having a good run at it. Next week is Vegas, Jaden. So what would be your thoughts or your mentality going into Vegas?
Yeah, Vegas is a hit or miss track for me. I'm pretty good there in the cup cars and trucks, but Xfinity I struggle a little bit. So I don't know. It's just that track is very tight. You can get tight off turns 1 and 2 very easily, and then in 3 and 4, it's if you don't angle it right, you'll also get tight. That turn falls. That turn for a wall is not something you want to play with. But yeah, I look forward to that. That's a good track for me if I can keep it, straight and not wreck the car. So yeah, I'm excited. I know my team's excited. Junior Motorsports excited. So yeah, we'll see what we could do to get all cars up there and stay up there next week.
Well, Jaden, have any shout outs or anything else you'd like to add about tonight's race?
Shout outs to you guys. You guys are amazing in the booth. Shout outs to probably Philip. Me and him raced hard. And yeah, we respected each other on the track. I mean, everybody did pretty much. We kept it clean. I think there was only 1 caution or 2. So yeah, I'm just glad that I didn't have to use up any tires that I didn't want to use. So yeah, other than that, shout out to pretty much everybody. Everyone did amazing, and look forward to doing this again next week. So
Well, congratulations yet again, Jaden, and we will hopefully indeed see you next week at Vegas in the Xfinity Series. So best of luck to you then, and like I said, congratulations, man.
thank you.
Yep. Well, that was a very interesting race. Jaden secured the home punch there. Started on the pole. Finished the race as your race winner. What a dominant performance by Jaden. Next week, as you said, we do head to Las Vegas, a 1.5-mile track, so which will have to involve more breaks in the longer run, just like tonight did. You see a lot of washing up, so brakes did come and play. No more. We won't see no more on throttle for 100 laps. So that is that. Well, we'll let you take it away.
Well, indeed, Brian. Excellent race, I would have to say. This evening there was racing all throughout the field, as we've mentioned a few times already before. Great performance tonight by Jaden Sanchez and Philip Bridgman. They were kind of the class of the field this evening, dominating and leading all those laps that they did. Jaden, like you said, qualified on pole. led a bunch, won the race. Congratulations to Jaden. And again, everybody that came out and showed up, ran this race, thank you guys for being a part of the BNR Xfinity Series. And also to the viewers, thanks to everyone that comes out, listens to me and Brian, and also cheers on their favorite BNR Xfinity Series driver on the Thursday nights that you guys come out and view us. So we will be back, I do believe, Sunday, but also tomorrow night, possibly for SRU Truck Series. So hopefully we will see everybody then. And until then, everybody have a wonderful night.